All right, you're listening to Chasing Midnight, and tonight we're doing something a little different. So instead of ghosts, demons, and murderers, we're time traveling.
Yup. Each of us picked a decade to dig into, and we're bringing you the scandals, the music, the trends, and of course, the super weird stuff that people were just obsessed with.
So I took the early 2000s, the land of flip phones, frosted tips, and chaotic reality TV, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack there.
Meanwhile, I went all the way back to the 70s. Think disco fever, urban legends spreading like wildfire, and somehow a literal rock in a box becoming one of the hottest Christmas gifts of the decade.
So buckle up, we're about to find out which decade had the wildest moments. This
This is
is
Chasing
Chasing
Midnight.
Midnight. Welcome back!
We are so glad to see your little pretty face.
I'm so excited.
Wow, you can see mine, can't you?
I guess I need to turn mine on so you can see my face.
So, we have been covering a lot of really kind of heavy and dark things lately, and we decided we were going to take a step back and just give us a little mental break from the crazy, and we decided to cover
Decades.
decades.
We're gonna time travel a little bit here. I'm excited for this.
So, hop in, bestie. Let's talk about it.
I want to see how much of this stuff y'all remember growing up with or that you knew growing up. How about that? Hop in, do it.
All right, so while Madison is rewinding us to the early 2000s, I decided to go back to a decade that we've mentioned here a lot lately, when some of the craziest and most unbelievable things have happened. The groovy, glittery, and sometimes just plain weird decade that was the 70s. For those of you who know me personally, you already know that this is the decade that I would have loved to be a teenager in. And I can't even exactly tell you why. But my 21st birthday was a surprise party, shout out to Addie, and was 70s themed with like disco accents and funky flowers and like the
Ooh.
retro like yellows and burnt oranges and turquoise
Yes.
and all of that, and I adored all of it. um I mean, I could literally have a realistic disco ball tattoo down my
Mm-hmm.
arm, down the back of my arm, because this is my jam. So this decade was basically like throwing disco balls, conspiracy theories, pet rocks, and cults into a blender and calling it a day. You get sparkle, paranoia, and a whole lot of chaos. So let's dive into the madness that was the 70s.
That is so funny that you say it like that. It's literally like they just throw all of it in a blender and said, "Here's the decade of the
Here you
70s
go.
right here."
You
Right.
never know what you're going to get. So, first off, I want to talk about the fashion. Because what in the world? The 70s gave us bell bottoms that were wide enough to smuggle an entire buffet into like a movie theater if you wanted to.
But I love it.
It gave us platform shoes that would break my ankles if I tried, and all of the polyester. There was so much polyester. And leisure suits, have you seen them?
No.
Leisure suits were such a big thing, which basically meant that the men looked like they were always heading to like some funky funeral in pastel, shiny fabric.
Oh,
It
oh
just
my.
full on suits. Um, and I do want to mention next week's episode will be the Chasing Midnight Boys ghost hunting in leisure suits and platform go go boots. So be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss that.
That would be so funny to watch the entire group come up and we're just like, put these on.
All
And they're
right,
like,
here's your orange. Here's your sequins. Everybody have your white boots. Are you ready?
let's go.
And then you have the Farrah Fawcett hair. But that big feathered look became the like poster of the decade.
Absolutely.
And I mean, literally, there was a photo of the actress Farrah Fawcett in a red like one piece swimsuit, and she's posed up like this
Period. Okay.
with her little feathered hair, and this was printed on posters, and it sold over 12 million copies. Every single teenage boy at the time had this in his bedroom, probably like above his bed. Let's be
That,
so real.
yeah.
And of course, mood rings.
Love them.
I still own one, but
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you that I ever memorized like what the colors mean. I just thought they were cool.
Me too.
but they were once a staple in every girl's jewelry box. And Pet Rocks. I mentioned it in the intro, but Pet Rocks, the guy who invented it in 1975, became a millionaire in about 6 months by selling rocks in a little cardboard box that had like breathing tubes poked in the top. And people would buy this rock in a box, name it, and treat it like a pet in true 70s logic.
My mom, I can just hear it now, and like, if we lived in the 70s, and I was like, Mom, this is what I want for Christmas. Like, I want a pet rock.
Here's Craig.
Like, she would have been like, no.
Go
She would
outside
have
and get
gone
one.
outside and grabbed one and glued eyes or something on it, and then put a straw through as a tube. I
Get
swear.
a marker and draw a face on it. Okay, let's jump into the music. This is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So, musically, the 70s was like an all you can eat buffet. On one end, you had the disco movement with Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Casey and the Sunshine Band, and obviously Saturday Night Fever,
Of course.
making John Travolta strut around in a white suit and rotate them hips on a light up dance floor.
Absolutely.
This this movie is actually what my tattoo artist played whenever he did my disco ball, just in the theme of things, and we laughed the entire time. The entire time, 3 hours. It is a must watch if you've never seen it.
I haven't, but I need to. I've seen clips
Oh
of it. I've seen the clips, of him in his little track suit
no,
sort of
he is going.
suit
He
going
is
up.
going. Eh, uh, uh, uh. But on the other end of this little buffet, you've got rock legends taking over in a completely different way. So you have Pink Floyd dropping Dark Side of the Moon.
Hmm.
You have Led Zeppelin giving us a song that still gets played by new
Hmm.
musicians who like try to learn the guitar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Stairway to Heaven. And FYI, at the time, music shops had to put up no stairway signs because people would butcher the Stairway to Heaven run so badly when they were testing guitars. So
Oh.
they had to ban it from these shops. Fleetwood Mac created their Rumors album, which is still one of the best selling albums to date,
So good.
while they were breaking up with each other, sleeping together, and then writing the songs about each other. There was
Yep.
so much drama. David Bowie went full Ziggy Stardust, and some fans got so into this alien rock star like persona that they genuinely thought he was otherworldly.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, Queen is hitting us with hit after hit. Oh, I love me some Queen,
So good.
especially the masterpiece that is Bohemian Rhapsody. But novelty hits were also a big thing too, and honestly I respect it. I respect the grind. So think of songs that were like goofy, gimmicky, or weird but still blew up on the charts anyways. You have Kung Fu Fighting that was written in just 10 minutes as a throwaway track, but it went global during the martial arts like movie craze.
Yeah.
Play That Funky Music
Love that
is
song.
another
That's still
example.
a party song here.
It's not necessarily a joke song, but it was written by a white rock band who were trying to cash in on the disco like craze in the
Hmm.
era, so it ended up being kind of iconic when it did hit the charts. But I think that's some of the fun of the 70s is that they weren't afraid to experiment musically and otherwise and get weird, which gives us some of the bops that we still hear and love today.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that I mentioned the pet rock like briefly, but I do want to spend more time on the toys and the gadgets of the time. So, you had the Rubik's Cube that was pissing people off, and even the guy who invented it took over a month to solve it the very first time after he
Wow.
created it. Stretch Armstrong creeps everyone out, while Simon, which is the beeping like light game,
Hmm.
either made you feel like a genius or destroyed your confidence in 30 seconds flat. And we can't and we won't forget about the Atari, which was the first home video game console.
Hmm.
Now, Atari 2600 came out in 1977, and the ET game created for it was such a disaster that they literally buried thousands of copies in a New Mexico landfill to try to forget about it completely. But Pong. which was literally just a dot bouncing back and forth, was such a hit that people literally acted like it was the future of humanity. And it kind of was, let's be so real. Um, and 8-track tapes. They were bulky, clunky, and you had to pray that your favorite song wasn't right in the middle of a track change, or you might pull your hair out from frustration. Now, if you were watching TV or movies in the 70s, boy, you were spoiled. On the movie side, you had Jaws, which basically invented the idea of summer like blockbusters.
Yeah.
Star Wars in 1977 changed the movies and even the world, in my opinion, as we know it completely.
Love, love
George
Star Wars.
Lucas even traded some of his directing salary for merchandising rights, which people like bashed on because studios thought that toys were worthless. But Lucas ended up making billions off of Star Wars merch, as he should, period.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky gave us underdog vibes. Alien made us scared of the unknown in space. And The Exorcist gave people heart palpitations in the movie theaters. So on TV, you had Happy Days, which gave us the phrase jump the shark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard it.
I
I
have.
personally have not. But it was because in one of the episodes, Fonzie water skis over a shark. And that became the phrase that people would use when a show just like goes downhill. When
Mm-hmm.
it's just not good anymore. Jump the shark. There was Charlie's Angels, MASH, Soul Train, and of course the iconic The Brady Bunch.
Oh yes, love the Brady Bunch so much.
Now, my 7th grade science teacher would play it during free time, and I just remember always like wanting to be a part of that family. I don't know. I wanted to be Jan. And if you were a cool, hip person, you might have watched Saturday Night Live from its very beginning in 1975. But here's where the 70s start to get really kooky. Are you ready?
I don't know.
I
You
think
have
you
me
are. It's
scared.
fine. It's fine.
Let's go.
So you've got Watergate, which is when 5 just guys were caught breaking into the Watergate Hotel where the Democratic National Committee had their headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
They were attempting to bug phones and reveal political secrets, and it later comes out that Nixon knew more about it than he wanted to let on, and that led to his eventual resignation from presidency, the very first and only.
Mm.
So you've got Patty Hearst. She's an heiress who got kidnapped from her apartment by a terrorist group, and some say brainwashed, and then she voluntarily helped her kidnappers rob a bank. The whole lore behind that is that they were like radicalists and she saw the light and decided she wanted to be one of them. D.B. Cooper is next. Have you ever heard of him?
I don't think so. But once you keep talking, maybe.
I've seen videos of like conspiracies and everything revolving D.B. Cooper,
Mm.
but basically he hijacked a plane in 71, parachuted out with $200,000, and was never seen again. Nobody ever found his body. Nobody ever found the cash. Now, they did find a couple, like, bills here and there, and they were tattered and, like, gross, whatever. Nothing. And then there's the Jonestown Massacre, which I already covered in depth. So hop on over to our cults episode to hear more about it. Also in 1977, New York City had a massive blackout that led to looting and chaos in the streets. So imagine like the purge, but in like shiny jumpsuits and leisure suits.
I need I need the Purge movies to make that based on in the 70s.
And because no chasing midnight research is complete without some kind of paranormal flair.
Mm.
Besties, the 70s went all in. The Travis Walton UFO abduction of 75 basically says that Travis and his 6 coworkers saw a bright light in the sky coming from a golden disc hovering about 20 feet above the ground. He goes to investigate. He disappears in the woods, but then he shows up days later on the side of the highway claiming that he was taken aboard a spaceship. Bigfoot sightings were blowing up too because grainy footage of a hairy man walking in the woods circled around and it became top news. Because obviously that was proof enough for everybody, whatever.
It's good. It's good enough. Hairy man walking through, it's Bigfoot.
It's gotta be. The Bermuda Triangle was the spooky obsession of the decade, and though the U.S. Coast Guard literally quietly said, yeah, nothing unusual actually happens here, that didn't stop the craze. Planes and ships vanishing into thin air. Oh, the books and the movies ate it up. Ate it up. Um, Another thing I want to touch on is the CIA's MK Ultra mind control experiments that were exposed in the 70s and that only fueled conspiracies that we still hear today. So in 1973, the CIA directors ordered most of MK Ultra files to be destroyed, but about 20,000 documents survived, and only because they were accidentally misfiled. Whoops.
Nice.
But now I have a really important question to answer. Okay.
Okay.
What was the food scene like? So fondue parties were like the it kind of thing at the time. So much so that people bought entire furniture sets built around fondue pits. You haven't lived until you've dunked a pretzel bite and hot cheese with strangers at a shag carpet party.
I don't know if I want to.
Oh, but listen to this mess. So, Pop Rocks candy came out in 1975,
Mhm.
and it stirred up a nationwide panic that mixing Pop Rocks with soda would make kids explode. All because of a myth about little Mikey from the Life cereal commercials.
I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Nobody knows how or why, but the rumor started that he died from drinking Coke while eating Pop Rocks. And they're basically like little sugar crystals that are pressurized with carbon dioxide. So they're totally safe.
Yeah.
But this rumor killed their sales. I mean, they had to save face. So, so the Pop Rocks company sent out 50,000 letters to school principals to spread the word, put out press releases with photos of the commercial actor saying Mikey is alive, and even started a hotline that parents could call to get more information. Now, listen, Pop Rocks were discontinued in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, but they still kind of have hung out.
Yeah. How?
They were discontinued because of too many parent concerns. So the Pop Rocks company just lost too many sales and they couldn't afford.
Okay.
So Hamburger Helper
Mm-hmm.
hit the shelves in 1971. And I could just kiss on the mouth the creator of Cheesy Mac. Bless
Mm-hmm.
whoever decided to make ground beef stretch this far.
Yes. I can completely agree with that.
But at the same time, microwaves were just now becoming hot and popping in the 70s. So, with that comes the beginning of couch rotting with dinner in front of you, raunchy TV playing, right? Because at this time, you got like the Dayton show and
Yes.
you got stuff like that. So, TV dinners were introduced. And I want you to picture a Salisbury steak, some chewy peas. You might even have like some mashed potatoes thrown in there if you're lucky. And then a brownie that would get so hot while everything else was still kind of cold that it burnt your taste buds so bad that your tongue would hurt for like 3 days. Oh, and with your TV dinner, you may have a tab soda on the side. Have you heard of
Ooh.
that? So, tab diet soda, Coca Cola's first diet soda that they came out with, contained cyclamate, which was a sweetener that was banned in 1969. But the company lobbied hard and they found loopholes to keep making it for the diehard Tab fans.
Oh.
So ingredients were changed over time, but Tab wasn't discontinued until 2020.
Really?
You could probably still go and find
I
a
need to go
Tab
find a
soda.
tab.
That's the original diet soda from Coca Cola. So basically, the 70s was a decade of straight up contradictions. On one side, you have disco balls, lava lamps, Star Wars, and funky fashion. On the other side, you have cults, killers, conspiracies, and scandals that still confuse and haunt us today. It's groovy, it's gritty, and it's fabulous. So basically, it's all of my favorite things rolled up into one, put in a
All into one.
blender, mixed a little bit, and then handed to you on a platter
It's
on a
your
TV dinner. Now, I was wondering, since you are doing 2000s, Studio 54, which 2000s song do you think would have killed it in the 70s? Because I'm going to go with Jason Derulo.
you're right.
Anything.
There. Anything
Anything.
by him. I
Mm.
was about to say like early Usher.
That's all I've got. Now, there's so much more that I could have done, but I tried to keep it short and sweet.
Short and sweet. That's what I did for
Short and
mine.
sweet. I was born in the year 2000.
I was in '02.
So right in the
But
new turn
my
was
thing
me.
with it too though is like I grew up with a lot of like my mom's stuff. But I'm gonna take this little time machine for a spin. We're going back to the 2000s. Are you
I'm so
ready?
excited.
Okay. So this is one of the most iconic decades ever. The 2000s. So this era was frosted tips. Look, flip phones and don't lie. You had to snap it shut for dramatic effect. I had a flip phone.
Oh my
I had the little
gosh.
sidekick phone before I got my iPhone, like in middle school. I had the flip
Hmm.
phone. I had a little sidekick.
The
You do a
pink.
little choop. And I'll be breaking down the trends, the chaos, and the pure nostalgia of the 2000s. So we're talking everything from fashion, music, TV, and tech, plus a little bit of my own childhood sprinkled in from 2000 to 2009. Because that was like the whole thing right there,
Yeah,
pretty much.
I'm down.
And trust me, you don't want to miss this whole trip. Okay, so we're gonna start off strong with fashion. So picture this.
I'm
You got
picturing.
those low-rise jeans on with the rhinestones on the back pocket, layered tank tops in every color of the rainbow, and of course the legendary Juicy Couture tracksuit. And if you had one of those, you were officially that girl.
You were rich.
Yeah.
You were popular.
Denim wasn't just for jeans either. It was jackets, skirts, and sometimes the head to toe look. You had the denim bucket hat, the vest, a long sleeve under it somehow. Your shoes were denim. It was insane. But honestly, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake's matching denim red carpet outfits might have been the most
Oh
2000s
my
moment in
gosh.
history.
Iconic.
And then mini skirts were everywhere too, from ruffled, plaid, tiered, and for some reason people thought pairing them with Ugg boots in the middle of summer was the height of fashion.
It was so cool.
And the fashion choices were questionable. Like that part, seeing pictures of it, I'm like, okay. But then we have on the flip side, you like my little pun there?
Yeah.
If you were rocking Vans, Converse, an armful of rubber bracelets with your band tee and studded belt, congratulations, you were in the emo or punk era.
Can I just say, do you remember those rubber bracelets, the really thin ones, and the colors had different meanings?
They're like jelly?
Yes.
Yes.
Like one meant that you'd lost your virginity. Or like the I love boobies ones.
I think I still have one of those. And during your emo or punk era, you were probably taking bathroom selfies with the flash in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that. So now I want to move on to accessories, hair, and makeup. It was pure chaos, okay? They had oversized sunglasses,
Yeah.
bedazzled belts, and those tiny, like, shoulder bags that barely fit, like, the flip phone. And for hair, frosted tips, chunky highlights. You remember that? Like, this is the highlight right here. Butterfly clips, still love those to this
Uh-huh.
day. Zigzag parts, and the eyebrows, oh, they were so thin.
Listen, zigzag parts are still cool.
Yeah,
You're gonna do some
I've
space
seen
buns or something?
that people are starting to do it again. where they do the little
Uh-huh.
zigzag and do that, or pigtails.
So it's
They're
not a
doing it.
harsh line. No.
The 2000s really said extra glitter, extra layers, and extra attitude. All three of those. So I want to ask you, what was your favorite 2000s fashion trend?
The Bobby Jack t-shirts with the gauchos.
Oh, oh my gosh.
I had a pair of brown gauchos, and you remember they're short and they flare with
Yeah.
my green Bobby Jack t-shirt
Mm-hmm.
and him right here. And then you have the little earrings you get from Claire's that look like they kind of look studded, but they're rubber. The
Yes.
multicolored
The
ones.
one that looks like spikes.
Yes,
Yes, love
that
those.
that,
Agreed.
and then I would have like a heart something necklace. I was very stylish.
Absolutely.
Obviously,
I need to see a picture of this, Isabel,
obviously,
in that outfit.
I have none of that documented. Oh God.
Okay, but my personal favorites was, of course, the butterfly clips,
Hmm.
Converse, and of course the rubber bracelets. But if we're being real about my actual childhood fit, plaid shorts and the graphic tee with the bunny on them that always had some kind of sassy
Yes,
saying,
yes. Oh my
and wearing
God.
silly bands.
Silly
I swear
bands.
my arms whoosh
We would
straight up.
trade them at recess.
No matter what era it is, still no to glitter. We had an incident earlier with a glitter stress ball pretty much, and Isabel handed it to me and the glitter just formed all over my hand and I started freaking out because I do not like glitter.
Give me all the glitter.
Okay, so now on to music and pop culture, and the 2000s were all over the place here too.
Whoo!
We had our pop queens Britney Spears,
Yes.
Christina Aguilera, Rihanna, and Beyonce, who officially launched her solo career in 2003.
Go girl.
Boy bands and pop punk kids were thriving with Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Green Day, Blink 182, and Fall Out Boy. Wow, to all of them.
Mm.
And then hip hop and rap took over with Eminem,
Mhm.
50 Cent, Kanye West, and Jay Z. And of course, the emo and alt rock gave us My Chemical Romance, Paramore, and Evanescence.
Oh
Love
my
it!
gosh. All of them.
So good. And then we cannot forget American Idol, the launch pad for Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, and Adam Lambert. Literally, careers were made in this decade. Okay, now the Billboard's year end Hot 100. Do you remember any of that? Like, they
Yes.
still do it.
Do you remember the Now CDs?
Yes. So the charts really shows like how wild the music was, and I have some examples. So in the 2000s, "Breathe" by Faith Hill, which was starting off soft and country right there.
Yes.
In 2003, suddenly it's "Into Club" by 50 Cent, which was a complete vibe change. Okay,
I'm here for it.
it was a complete change. And then 2004, we have "Yeah" by Usher featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris, and honestly, this is a song that still gets people out of their seats.
That would have hit in the 70s.
I agree. And then we have 2005, "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey, and that was her big comeback anthem. And then, of course, in 2009, we have "Boom Boom Pow" by the Black Eyed Peas, and got all of us gotta get that. Everybody was
Gotta
saying,
get that.
gotta get that
Gotta
the
get that.
entire time. But the Billboard even crowned "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey the number one song of the entire decade. And it was at 14 weeks at number one, and pretty much Mariah owned the 2000s. Out of, it doesn't have to be on this list, give me your favorite.
Oh,
Either growing up childhood or whatever.
nobody wanna see us
Together,
together,
but it don't matter.
My mama would play that on the way to kindergarten.
Me?
Every morning. That and Gold Digger.
Yes! I forgot about that! Oh my gosh! Okay, but me, I can't just pick one, and two of them are my ride or die songs. Singing it in the car or hanging out with friends, they come on at least once. It's "How You Remind Me" and "Hey, Now I Can Hear the Judgment from Over There. Don't judge me because it's good, okay?" And "Yeah" by Usher. And tell me those don't hit every single time.
Is that Nickelback?
Yeah. This
Okay.
is how
No, I know.
You're
I'm
judging.
just clarifying. No, listen. I do not back the hate on Nickelback. That is so unwarranted. That is so unnecessary.
So bad.
So bad. That was just a random pick that I wouldn't have guessed from you.
Okay, but next up we have TVs and the movie scenes. Okay, so reality TV exploded. We
Yes.
had Survivor, absolute banger. The Osbournes, The Simple Life, Flavor of Love, and of course American Idol. And then teen dramas, which iconic, still watch them to this day. The OC, One Tree Hill, Gossip Girl, and Gilmore Girls. All of these teen dramas are my go-to still to this day. Like nothing will stop it. I just finished rewatching One Tree Hill.
Gilmore Girls
My
is
favorite.
such a fall series. Like, it's almost. We said this today. It's almost Gilmore Girls time.
Yes, and I'm so excited because I'm gonna right when it's time the weather starts going down. Click,
Click,
play,
click,
start through all my seasons.
click.
And if you were more into cartoons, which hello, I was. I watched every single one of these growing up. Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, Drake and Josh, and then Avatar: The Last Airbender. Movies were on another level too. We had Harry Potter, Lord
Oh.
of the Rings, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. His movie's amazing. Mean Girls, here's your favorite, Twilight. And then The Dark Knight. The box office was stacked right here.
Harry Potter is my favorite series of all time ever. It
agree.
beats Twilight for me. And you know, I unironically love Twilight. I will watch it every year.
In 2003, Finding Nemo was top of the list, and admit it, you cried when Dory forgot everything. You know you did. It was just heartbreaking for her. I mean, how do you even pick a favorite from this list? You can't. They're all legendary. And I know the teen dramas are still my go-to, like, all the time.
Do you remember the show 16?
The cartoon, like
Where
animated?
they're like in the mall?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so glad we have one that we both know. I didn't know you knew 16.
Should we watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I want to talk about tech because the 2000s just whole bunch came out.
Mm-hmm.
So first came MySpace and the drama of your top 8, of course. I wanted to be part of that for some reason. You put music on there for yourself. You know, like it was your anthem. Whole bunch of different stuff. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to pick like a background that would go all around your page.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of things adapted that same layout. Like Tumblr later on, the same type stuff.
They did do that. The very first iPod, which made everyone feel like they had music magic in their pockets. And then in 2007, the iPhone dropped and changed everything. So Facebook and Twitter were born, YouTube launched in 2005. And then suddenly, viral videos and memes became part of everyday life. And shout out to Charlie the Unicorn and Shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Please tell me you know Shoes.
I don't know.
I need to play that for you later after this.
Mine was Charlie the Unicorn and Salad Fingers.
Oh my gosh! You unlocked a memory with Salad Fingers. That thing creeped me out. It creeped me out so bad. But like I watched every single episode with that. Back to our time traveling. Gaming was huge too. The PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube ran the early years.
Whoa.
Then the Nintendo DS and Wii came along with touchscreens and motion controllers, and it blew people's minds. But we can't talk 2000s without toys, because let's be real, if you weren't glued to a game console, you were begging your parents for the latest toy fad. We had Bratz dolls, which were way edgier than Barbie.
Oh my gosh, they were.
They had chunky shoes and those dramatic lips. Loved them though. My favorite, Tamagotchis, made a comeback too. And if yours died during math class, it was a tragedy. There were Beyblades, you know, kids battling them, spinning the tops on the cafeteria floor like it was life or death right there. And then tech toys took over. Furbies, which were both adorable yet so terrifying.
Oh, it was so bad.
And then those hit or miss electronic pets, like the dog that looked like the robot.
Did you the eye dog?
Yes.
I had one, and you would click its nose, and it would light up.
Yes, they were so cute.
Their little ears would move.
And then, of course, the board and outdoor games were still going strong. So Skip It, Bop It, and then Heelys, which, let's be honest here, um, they were honestly less shoe and more of like an accident waiting to happen. And then we can't forget the Webkins, which was half toy and half online obsession right there. And I don't have it with me right now, but someone gave me a Tamagotchi 2 Christmases ago. And it's still going strong.
Oh, good
Like,
for
you don't understand how much I was so happy to get that and just my childhood coming back. What was your favorite, like, 2000s toy?
So I think my favorite toy thing would be Nintendo DS. But I used to have this plug-in. It was like a nightlight basically, but it was
Mhm.
a lava lamp. And so it had water in it and like silver glitter. And you'd plug it in
Oh,
and turn it on and it would do different LED lights and then the
yeah.
water would like make the glitter go.
Oh, that's
And
so
it was like
cool.
this big. Like it was nothing crazy, but I would stare at that and fall asleep to it every single night.
Alright, so now we're gonna take our taste buds back too. And we're gonna talk about the food scene, which it was pure chaos, but in the best way.
Yes.
Like, especially some of, like, the snack culture was unbeatable. Bagel bites, pizza rolls, and Lunchables. And if you had Dunkaroos or Go-Gurts, you were automatically
Oh
cool at
my
lunch.
gosh.
Candy was sour everything.
Yes.
Warheads, Sour Punch straws, baby bottle pops. Do you remember that commercial? Baby bottle pops, baby bottle pops. We also had Push Pops.
Mm.
Those iconic. And these, the fruit roll-up stackers. Do you know what I'm talking about? They came in a circle. And they were like technically on like a sheet of paper, pretty much. And there was just a whole bunch of different colored fruit like roll-ups, but they were just a circle. And
No.
you could just pick them up and stack them. So it's like this big, and you just.
No.
Are you serious?
I didn't get to experience that.
And of course, you can't forget Gushers.
Do you remember the swirled yogurts?
Those were
Anyways.
good. And of course, we can't forget snack cakes were it too. You had cosmic brownies, zebra cakes, just little Debbie's galore. And then the drinks, nothing says 2000s like stabbing the Capri Sun pouch and missing on the first try. And then every try after that, you're trying so hard and it's just not working.
And you just have to sit there and focus.
There were Kool-Aid Burst,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had Sunny D, Arizona Iced Tea, and Jones Soda, which was everywhere. Then, of course, the rise of energy drinks. You know me, my Red Bull, right here. Monster came out, and Rockstar, which was fueling high schoolers who definitely did not need that much caffeine at all. The food trends got wild, so there was the low carb craze, and it had everyone ditching bread. And then suddenly cupcakes were gourmet thanks to Magnolia Baking and Cupcake Wars. And let me tell you, I loved me some Cupcake Wars. That was my stuff growing up. That and HGTV. And then okay, you're about to judge me so hard.
Listen, we listen and we don't judge.
But I've got to share my own go to snack. And I just know you're going to judge me for this so hard. But my granny would have Cheetos and milk waiting for us every time she visited. And me and my sisters would dip our Cheeto Puffs, it had to be Cheeto Puffs, into the milk and eat it. And, like, to this day, it's still something me and my sisters do.
I'm not judging, I'm just thinking.
Okay, so whether you were rocking Juicy Couture, blasting Usher, watching One Tree Hill, or eating Cheeto Puffs and milk after school, the 2000s were iconic in every possible way. And honestly, I'd hop back in that time machine any day. I'd go back to when I was a kid.
I want to go back to 2016. I think we can all agree that was the best year.
That was pretty good.
It was the best year, and it was a good time to be 16 in 2016. Are you kidding me?
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump off your question and say any 70s song that you think would be in the 2000s club.
Oh, they have played. Do you remember? 21st night of September.
Yeah.
And you get stuff like, I will survive.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I will survive. Hey, hey. That was in the 70s.
That one's good. That one is good.
You got September. It was some Elton John, Michael Jackson,
Was it 80s?
1979. Don't stop till
Barely
you
there.
get enough. Well, that counts for me.
It counts for me. It's not the 80s yet.
I would
I'll
listen to
take
that in a
that.
club.
I would too.
In a club.
We all fam.
Well, thanks for joining us and hopping in our little time machine with us.
You guys should comment down below and tell us what your favorite memories were from the 2000s or 70s.
Remember to like, subscribe, share, give us all the love, comment down below, and we'll catch you next time.
Make sure to follow us on all our socials at Chasing Midnight Pod.
Night night, love you.
Night night, love you.